Hi everyone and welcome to Serbia. We're 4 episodes into my 2021 Serbia series, and over the next 3 videos we're heading to the northern regions of this spectacular southeastern European country. Serbia's history, architecture and culture have to be some of the most complex in Europe and can often vary significantly from north to south. Today we're in Subotica, often described as one of the most beautiful cities in Serbia. Gloriously intricate religious buildings, the hearty Serbian food we know and love, and a heartbreaking history connected to its time occupied by Hungarian Axis powers during World War II. There's no need to visit Rome. You don't need to go to Paris. Subotica has it all. Let's check it out. Right, hi everyone. Our first video from northern Serbia is from the stunningly beautiful Subotica, and it's right up my street. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right behind me is the city hall. Much of the architecture in Subotica is built in an Art Nouveau style. You know I love architecture, I'm a total architecture geek. This building was built in the early 1900s, and we're going to see many other examples of beautifully, stunningly gorgeous architecture today in this video. Subotica used to be part of Austro-Hungary up until the end of World War I, and it's very close to the Hungarian border. As a result, there is much Hungarian influence here. Let's check it out. It does make me laugh when people think that Serbia is just grey and concrete. Well, hello, look at this. There's no grey here. This is the blue fountain in front of the city hall. Look at that, it's gorgeous. This is a Saturday afternoon. Clear blue skies, it's the beginning of October. Conkers are beginning to fall from the trees, so autumn is well and truly here. Look at that green, isn't it stunning? Now we'll come back to this area in a bit because we're starting off this video in a bit of a rush because I need to get somewhere before it closes, so let's go. This is a typical Serbian street. All the cash and menjačnica places, the money exchange. I hope I pronounced that right. And we're going up here to the left. Okay, the first stop in this video, apologies for the shadows from the trees, is a place I am beyond excited to visit because I saw it when I was filming some drone shots earlier, and obviously I've seen photos of it online. Oh my God, it looks amazing. This is the Subotica Synagogue. Take a look at the outside. It's beautiful, isn't it? It was built in 1902, so it's 119 years old, and supposedly it's survived all of the numerous wars that have hit this area. So it's great that, you know, a piece of history can remain intact. I'm not sure if it's been, you know, refurbished, renovated, maintained over the years. I'm sure it has. Up on the top there, you've got like these green and sort of gold patterns with the dome up the top. I'm not sure if I can film inside, but if not, I'll take some photos and put them over the top. Okay, I've come out here because there's possibly copyrighted music in there, but can I just say, what am I going to call this video? Stunning Serbia? Spectacular Serbia? Because could this be, quite possibly, the most beautiful building in Serbia? even Europe. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, Serbia, can you stop it now, please? Thanks, Hans, because that was splendid, stupendous, magnificent. It's probably not only a highlight of all the times I've been to Serbia, but probably a highlight of this year. It was just unbelievable. I am aghast with shock at my love of this synagogue. It was beautiful. I haven't been to a synagogue in a long time. I can't remember the last time I went to one. But along with my general love of religious buildings across the world, regardless of religion, this is up there. It's with the elite. It's in the higher echelons, if you know what I mean. So you walk in, there's an aisle down the middle, of course, with pews either side. I'm not sure if they're called that in synagogues. I'll have to look it up. And you've got candelabras at the end, a huge chandelier dangling down from the dome. Above, you've got various colours of stained glass windows around the outside. And you can go up to the second level, as you can see now, to get this unbelievable view of the lower floor. And the design in there is so intricate and elegant. This is an adjective superlative masterclass, by the way. Almost regal, like had a royal feel with the design of some of the artwork on the walls and the general feel because of the quite dramatic music in the background. It was like The Crown, the TV show, you know? So I love this. I'm glad I've come here before it closed. I think it's open till 2 o'clock. I'll put all the opening details down the bottom. You had to pay 250 dinar to get in, which is absolutely bloody worth it. Outside the synagogue, there's this little monument. It's quite poignant. In memory of 4,000 Jewish citizens with whom we lived and built Subotica. They perished in the fascist death camps during World War II. Citizens of Subotica, July 10th, 1994. It takes me back to when I was in Niš last year, which is in southeastern Serbia. I went to what was a concentration camp. Can I just say thank you to Serbia for being one of those countries that isn't so strict when it comes to filming inside buildings like a synagogue, because I've been to many countries before, naming no names, where I would love to film in places, but I'm simply not allowed. And a word of advice for those countries: if you are less strict with these things, that's the sort of thing you can achieve, and, you know, perhaps encourage more people to visit your country. Sorry. Now, speaking of encouraging you to come to Serbia, there's a reason Serbia is one of my top 3 favourite countries ever. Despite being quite a small country, that doesn't mean that it's just the same throughout. And Subotica is the classic example of that, because being close to Hungary, obviously the architecture is different, food is different, people are different. You know, Subotica, I believe, in terms of the people that live here, it's like a third Serb, third Croat and third Hungarian. And despite being quite a small country, I would describe the differences in Serbia as both stark and also subtle at the same time. I'll use Niš as an example and compare that with here in Subotica. Niš is very different, it has a different feel to it, but at the same time, there is something about it that is unmistakably Serbia. Speaking of Jewish history in Subotica, this is the monument of the fallen victims and soldiers. And as I said, in Niš, again, I think when it comes to education about World War II, many of us are slightly uneducated in that we think that whatever country we're from, that was the only one fighting, if you know what I mean. But the Balkans, not just Serbia, had equally, if not more, impact in World War II. Behind me, you've got names up on the wall. And of course, we saw just before about 4,000 people, but I've read that it was more than that. I'm assuming it was more. And people were both apparently massacred here, as well as being taken to like a concentration camp, for example, Auschwitz. Yeah, it puts things in perspective, how lucky we are today. Okay, one thing you can do after watching this video, other than liking and subscribing of course, is to let me know your thoughts in the comments about lack of education in relation to World War II and general ignorance. What was it like for you growing up at school? Because I think the guilty parties with this are more so Brits than Americans, because for me growing up it was a case of it was Churchill versus Hitler, England versus Germany, which kind of goes against the definition of World War, right? And also there's this classic when Americans and Brits argue about who won the war, regardless of, you know, all the other countries involved, and it's a case of you'd be speaking German if it wasn't for us. We wouldn't be. I mentioned conkers earlier. I think only the UK calls them that. I think horse chestnuts is the real name, but as you can see they're all falling from the trees. I saw a woman collecting them in bags earlier, and the leaves are all on the ground. Autumn is here, and you've got this lovely alfresco dining. Yes, the days of Corona seem to be over. We're going to have some food in a bit, but first let's check out some more of the awesome architecture in Subotica. This building is the bibliothek, the library. Oh shit, there's a car. As you can see, the front bit's like under construction, renovation, so I can't get a sexy shot from the front, but look at those details above the windows and also above that door. Before you start saying that I missed Lake Palic, I didn't miss it, I just decided not to go there because I haven't got time. Alright, but it's not far away. I think you can get a bus. Just because this is sexy Serbia doesn't mean that there aren't streets like this covered in graffiti. You know, that's part of Serbia. A lot of the buildings in Subotica, particularly down this pedestrianised street, the ones up the other end there especially, do very much look like Austro-Hungarian. I've never been to Hungary, but I've been to Austria, I've been to Vienna and Salzburg, and it does kind of have the same feel, but again, distinctively Serbian at the same time. And that building there, Talia Cafe, kind of has an Art Deco feel, right? With those windows. Speaking of Vienna, Vienna Insurance Group. Is this Vienna? Okay, wait for it. I think I've just had an accident in my pants. Once again, look at this beauty. It was formerly a mansion or palace that is now a contemporary art gallery. Look at the exterior. That's the name of it, which unfortunately I'm not even going to try pronouncing. 1904. Again, another building from that era, early 1900s. This city, just look at it. I'm in love. And that doesn't happen very often, unless you're a cat. I mean, I love Belgrade. It's absolutely brilliant, but Subotica is next level Serbia. Oh my Christ, it just keeps going. Look at these pillars on this building with like the vine things growing up it. It's like something out of a horror movie. Halloween is coming, by the way, and these shutters up there. Look at it. Subotica is an architect geek's absolute dream. It reminds me of a movie. I can't think what it is though. Is it Edward Scissorhands when he's living in like the attic or something with his scissors as hands? I can't remember. Or even like the model town that was built in Beetlejuice with like the buildings with like the spires and stuff. Sorry, I'm geeking out right now. And a lot of the buildings you're seeing in this video were actually designed by Hungarians from Budapest. And that last one, the palace, the name of the guy I recognise because I had an English student with the same name from Budapest. I'm down Ulica Matei Vojvodina. It's this one. I understand it's the place to come in Subotica for going out in the evening. It is Saturday today. It is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon though, so obviously it's quite quiet. As you can see, there are restaurants up there, things like that. Given that we are close to Hungary, there is a particular dish which I've never had in my entire life, which is going to be the first time, hopefully. I think I'm going to go to that place there. So this restaurant, you might have seen it already, is called Renaissance, or Renaissance if you're American. And I actually had a takeaway, did I say that already? From here last night. It was a pizza and also some pasta. I'm a right gannet lately. But, you know, that's Serbia. You don't experience Serbia unless you well and truly fill your stomach with meats and other delights on a daily basis. I've got a lovely view, this white van just parked there, but meanwhile, just on the subject of the menu, so they do palatchinke, pancakes, pizzas as I said, salads, pastas, burgers, all sorts. There's the link down in the description, so if you want to have a look, you can. Also, it's in Serbian and English. Okay people, you've heard of goulash before, right? Classic Hungarian dish, which, as I said, I've never had. Goulash. Of course, it's Serbian goulash, so I'm assuming it's a little bit different. I think with regular goulash, there are a lot of vegetables, but I understand Serbian goulash is much more meaty, which as a carnivore from the day of my birth, I'm quite happy with. We'll start off with a ginormous piece of beef. And I said about vegetables, right? I can't see any vegetables in it. Well done, Serbia. You knew I was coming. Oh my Christ. It falls apart in my mouth. It's tender. It tastes like my mum's casserole that she made with dumplings. That was it, like back in the 80s. And I guess like the gnocchi is kind of a substitute for dumplings. And that gravy just has a very rich taste that I can't really describe. It's juicy and meaty gravy. This is exceptional. It tastes a bit like a roast dinner. My mind is blown. It's beautiful, and you've also got this ginormous bread. It's like hollow, I guess, kind of. That's the thing about Serbian food, is that everything is always much bigger than you expect it to be, especially things like bread. It's massive. It is hollow. Look. Put it on my head, it's so big. Probably won't do that. Goulash is quite possibly the best thing I've ever had, and I know that I say that everywhere when I eat something for the first time, but whatever. Sorry. I finished. I feel like Oliver Twist. Please sir, can I have some more? That was bloody brilliant. Divine. I can't believe it. Why didn't I come here before? I am shocked. So, this doesn't happen very often, but this is me when I'm happy. I can't believe it. Everything has been wonderful in Subotica today. I've loved it. And I know that this kind of goes against everything I've said in most videos recently about polishing a turd and coming to these colourful, pretty, beautiful central areas, but you know what, sod it. Sometimes it's nice to do that, and I think it's about time I showed you somewhere nice in a country I go to, right? You know, somewhere like Subotica, I think, not only here, but Serbia as a whole, is forgotten about quite often. You know, we go to Paris, we go to Sorrento in Italy, I've been there, wonderful pizza, but we don't think of Serbia, we don't think of Subotica. Well, now you will think about it, hopefully. Oh, there's a cat, there's a beautiful angel. What a great way to end this video. Meow. Doesn't like me. Look at that sign for a bog, I mean a toilet. That's very Paris, isn't it? Speaking of Paris, I do get sort of Italy vibes here as well. Lastly, if you are from Subotica or indeed Serbia as a whole, let me know down in the comments any other things you can do, things that I haven't done in this video. That would be great. And I was going to say, I didn't expect this video to be a character development video, because I feel like it has been. You know, it's very difficult after 5 years of traveling full time to be amazed by places, but it feels like today is like day one all over again. Maybe this is me rebooted. Yes, that's what it is. Because honestly, if I could marry a place, I would marry Subotica. So thanks for watching, everyone. We will continue our northern Serbia journey. Don't forget to check out the end screens. You can check out all my Serbia videos and Mexico ones if you like. And I'll see you next time. Catch you later.